Sir. I'm asking you a question because you see, because I like to use analogies to explain so that me and you can see eye to eye. You ever sold a house yet, or sold a motor vehicle yet? You've never sold a motor vehicle before?
Yes, I have.
When you're going to sell a motor vehicle, what do you do to the motor vehicle when you're going to sell it?
Value it.
No, you don't only evaluate it. You try to maximize the profit you ever get off of the motor vehicle, correct?
Yeah.
By hyperinflating the value of that motor vehicle, correct?
No.
You must be a saint. All right, let me tell you what me do when I sell a motor vehicle. When I sell a motor vehicle, I make sure so I get it compound and polished so the paint can look good. I make sure so I get it interior deep clean so the interior can look good. I ensure so I service it so that it no misfire or nothing. And them thing, I ensure so it have a good enough tire or ensure so the tire them well armoral. So whenever a buyer come look on it, them I go look. So even if I left the car how it stay as is, I might only get, say I have a vehicle where if I get it state as is, I might get 400,000. But if I set and do all of these little fandangles and put in a little new format and a steering cover and them something, my 400,000 can now possibly garner me 650 or 700,000. So I'm getting the maximum out of what it is. But when the person get the vehicle and start to drive it now, them are going to say, oh, probably me get a little smooching or probably me get a little going because the person get the most of the more. Them could have negotiate me down to pay me less for the vehicle. Same thing with Edward Siaga. First of all, we have to understand, you see, in the 70s and the 80s, my brother, and like now, where we did have this type of forensic reporting and everything was plain and above board. You see the same something we are talk on right now when name TikTok. You see me? This is something that is holding people's foot to the fire. So something where a man say, cause a man could have said something in the 70s, down a half a tree, and by the time he reach a crossroad, him say something totally different to a totally different crowd, and nobody no hold him liable for what it is that he said a few minutes earlier in half a tree. Now, right now, in this economy, what you're seeing right now, you see evidence when it comes to bookkeeping and them something, the modern bookkeeping and record keeping, and even IMF said this too. For most developing countries, modern bookkeeping never did really stringent until the 80s. So a lot of the things that are numbers that we saw in the 70s and 60s, they were hyperinflated and they were put, it's like you put powder on dog.
Listen,
you understand me I say?
First of all,
me I talk foolishness. Okay.
Let me fix your analogy.
Me I go mute it.
You see him car where you fix up on a sale. Let me go back to your car analogy. If you buy a 2025 Mercedes Benz and you drive it around and you will sell it to a man. If you sell it to a little boy who just getting license 2 weeks ago, what go happen to the car? More crash it and mash it up. If you sell it to a man who cannot drive a vehicle, he's gonna mash up that vehicle. So your analogy about the pretty car, yes. When we fix up the Jamaican economy and hand it over to Manley, him crash it because him never know if run an economy. That is where your analogy lead. You can come and speak about bookkeeping all you want. Go to the World Bank website. Jamaica was doing so good that have you ever heard of an institution that was called the International Bank of Reconstruction? Them called, they named the World Bank today. They led a group of 28 emerging nations to come to Jamaica in 1967, I think it was, to come and study what we were doing because of the rate our economy was growing. Two of those countries that came, one was Canada, one was Singapore. They came, they studied, they took back our model and made their country great. The only thing we did wrong was to elect Michael Manley, the pathogen, as you like to describe him. I know me and you call him so. The pathogen that caused the disease was Michael Manley and the PNP.
My time for talk? Yes. All right. You know, say every country have an industrial revolution, right?
Every world have industrial revolution.
So the United States Industrial Revolution was right after the Great Recession, correct?
Yes.
All right. So the Industrial Revolution, I mean, in the United States of America, in the 30s, 40s, and them something there. When them something are gone, there was still wage inequality, correct?
Yeah.
There was still no equal rights, correct?
In America, yes.
All right. So when them say the economy are do good, and because I'm not going to say that in the 70s when it wasn't good, because Jamaica was going through an industrial revolution at that point in time, right? Correct?
Correct.
One of the main reasons them mash up the industrial revolution, I mean, I take that from Siaga, was, and this I help him with that, was the catastrophic hurricane that was Gilbert. Brother, calm no man. Let me say, help me talk. Say I am helping him. I am saying I am giving him that was one of the negative contributors to what helped to his mismanagement of the economy. You understand me? I say?
No, you cannot use those words to describe Siaga.
Why is it that? Hold on. Why is it whenever I am going to contradict something that you say, you tell me if you stop talk, and then me stop talk and turn off the mic and allow you to continue and expound on your point. But whenever it is that you something make it hurt your feelings, you feel like you have to jump in. I'm sorry. All right.
Just don't. I'm not gonna allow you to get away with you.
Yeah, but I was trying to hold you accountable and not to fling Michael Manley under the bus, and you stopped me in my tracks and I allowed you, and then I came back. So I just ask for the same respect. You understand? For reciprocate the same respect where you give me. Now, as me I say, the mismanagement of the economy in the last part of his tenure, you understand, diluted the coffers of Jamaica. Because the coffers were diluted, and because what happened was there was no money for investment in Jamaica. Jamaica foot was at the fire, and loans had to be taken out. And with these loans that were taken out, caused the Jamaica dollar to slide to almost, I think, 4 times, my boy say, I think 4 times the amount. So when it went to 4 times the amount, because we know this too, say, I'm not say understand this, because you seem to have, like, me have a basic understanding of what economics are. Me might not as learn it as you, but the basic understanding of economics is that if the banks in our country fail, the economy fail. You understand? But the economy is not the only, it's not the only factor that shows standard of living of the persons here in Jamaica. Irrespective of the fact that we had economic stagnation in the 90s and the early 2000s. In the 90s and the early 2000s. Compare the 90s and the early 2000s compared to the 2016s to the 2025. See, compare them. Which era? The 90s or this present time? Which era was home ownership more attainable to the middle class?
I am so happy with you. Well, turn off your mic.
No, me ask him. Why answer that question if you know, please?
Just turn off your mic. You say, which time it was more attainable? Now, let me ask you this. Just answer me this question. During the 80s, during the 90s to the early 2000s, did we have a shortage of house in Jamaica? Was there a shortage of house? Was there a housing crisis in Jamaica during that time?
No, there wasn't a housing crisis in Jamaica at that time.
I have to say why.
Because there were developments that were geared towards the price point. No, oh, brother.
Let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because during that period, less persons have the opportunity to buy a house. The reason why we have this shortage now is because more people have the ability to purchase a house. That's why now we are seeing where there's a shortage. It is simply supply and demand. If there's not a demand for a project, it cannot be short. If there is not a demand for a project, it cannot be in shortage. The only reason why we don't know is because there is a demand. Everybody is trying to buy. The government recently advertised 40 houses out by St. Catherine Estate. 22,000 persons applied. So the reason why there was no shortage back then is because there was no demand.
So the housing shortage right now, who is to be blamed for the housing shortage right now? For the demand being higher than the supply. For so vastly, the demand being so vastly higher than the supply. Is the PMP supposed to be blamed for that as well?
You know who is to be blamed? Guess who is to be blamed?
That may I ask.
The Right Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Coolness. Because it's because of his leadership why so much people are trying to buy a house. So yes, we will show that.
My brother, ready again now. Take that. I'm glad you take that. I'm glad you take it, you know. Analogy again, because remember, say me an analogy man, you know. You're a parent and you have 5 pitney in your house. You have 5 pitney in your house. See? 5 children in your house. And the 5 pitney them hungry in your house. 5 pitney in your house hungry. See? And you only have $2,000 to feed the 5 pitney them. With the $2,000 to feed the 5 pitney them, are you going to buy a half pound of oxtail and a half pound of rice for cook give them? Or are you going to buy 3 pound of chicken back and 3 pound of rice and cook give them? So everybody can eat and them belly full.
No, me
need an answer for that, my brother.
Well, put it this way. If me have 5 people in my house,
No. Brother, me not talk about that. You can't change the hypothetical. The hypothetical is you have 5 pitney in your house. You only have, brother. You only have $2,000. Now you need to make you as a leader for that house, you as the breadwinner for that house, you as the stalwart and the patriarch of that house, you need to make the best decision to ensure that your children are fed with your $2,000. What are you going to do? Are you going to buy oxtail, half pound of oxtail and 1 pound of rice, so the pitney as them start eat are only one set of pitney are going to get meat and not some nugget? Or are you going to buy chicken back or chicken so that every pitney can get something to eat and guard them bed with them belly full?
That analogy has nothing to do with house.
Ready now, hold on. Ready now. Since as you want me block it down even further now. The government of this country have limited resources to create houses. To create housing in this country. This country we have right now, instead of making houses or building houses on land or building developments on land that are going to run $37 million, instead of spending 20 million, 30 million to put up a housing or to invest in these exorbitant infrastructure that the average Jamaican cannot afford or the middle class of Jamaica cannot afford, isn't it better? Hold on, isn't it best for the government to use the government itself, just like what China do, use the government itself and use the government to make the infrastructure instead of to outsourcing it to extreme capitalists? Isn't it better to use the NHT money, or is it to go and build housing schemes that are affordable, more affordable housing that the average Jamaican can garner, just like Michael Manley did, just like PJ Patterson did in the 90s?
First of all, let me tell you, the difference is that no, it's simply this. The NHT build houses for a wide cross-section of Jamaica. NHT is not only responsible for these so-called average people. Let me ask you this. Doctors, lawyers, and professionals, don't they pay NHT? Just answer me that simple question. Do people who are doctors, lawyers, and do they pay NHT? Does not, hold on, let me go this. Doesn't people who can buy $130 million house, don't they pay NHT?
Question, sir. Yes, they pay NHT. I'm asking a question.
So
the person's buying, hold on, brother. Hold on. NHT benefits is for first-time home buyers. The persons who are buying these $35 and $30 million houses, are they first-time home buyers?
Yes.
By statistically, they are first-time home buyers. Lie.
I don't have the stats.
Brother, the majority of the homes that are, the majority of these $30 million homes that are purchased are, hold on, brother, me shut up and make you, me shut up, brother, can you listen to me, brother? Can you listen to me? First of all, let me tell you, you have to understand, same time do any form of allocation, you have to allocate proportionally to the needs of the people. These massive developments are being built disproportionately to what is being built for affordable housing. You understand? Brother, listen to me, brother, the statistics are there, bro. Brother, listen to me now, brother. Listen to me now, my G. Listen to me now, man. If we set so our broke it down like this now, bro. If a 100 house bill, Zane, if a 100 house bill, 60 of the house them probably bill at an affordable rate, and 40 of the house them a bill at the exorbitant rate. 40% of Jamaica can afford them house, yeah?
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, answer that question, brother. You can't ask me a question and answer my question, bro. Hold on, brother. You have to answer my question, brother. Brother, when you ask me a question, I answer, you know. And this is going to cause a breakdown in a communication, you know, brother.
No,
me ask you a question. Can 40%, brother,
context is important in it.
Context is important because me I give the bread and potato or the something. I give the foundation.
Your context is wrong. This is where the problem is.
Brother, answer my question, brother. A simple question me I ask you, bro.
I am going to answer your question, but it comes with a caveat.
So answer my question first before you come with your part. If me ask you a question, when
what did
hold on, brother, hold on. Make we stop. We can't stop. Make we stop. Hold on. Make we stop. Brother. Whenever you ask me a question, do you say me turn on my mic? I'm just answer you and turn off my mic.
Listen.
When you ask me, brother, when you ask me about whether or not Andrew Wellness make the people them can have more, what me answer you, I say Ray, right? And then me turn off my mic.
Let me answer your question.
Please.
It is simply this. I don't know the figures you speak up to agree or disagree with. I don't have any numbers to say 60% or 40%.
All right, here we are going. You don't have the numbers. Fine, you don't have the numbers. Based on your personal, you're qualitative. Me not talk about quantitative. Hold on, brother. You know you have qualitative and you have quantitative analysis. Quantitative mean you have numeric, like you have graphs, percentage, and everything. And then qualitative is based on your qualitative is based on your personal observation and your personal belief. Based on your personal observation, I don't know if it's Jamaica you live, based on what you see on a day-to-day basis, based on how you see the country around, do you believe that 40% of Jamaica can afford to purchase a house over $35 million?
40% of Jamaica can
yes.
afford a house over $35 million.
I ask if do you believe that 40% of Jamaicans can purchase a house over $35 million? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Bomberas. Oh, sorry about the bad word. Sorry. I get astonished a while ago. I couldn't believe. But you believe, say, hold on. You believe, say, hold on, brother, hold on. What is the average income of Jamaica overall? I mean, I'll give you a chance to Google it. What is the average income Average, you know, average that when you add up everybody will make the most, everybody will make the least, put it together and they divide it by the working population. What is the average income of Jamaicans in this country? What is the average income of Jamaicans in this country?
I don't have that off the top of my head. But let me answer this question where you have. Let me tell you why you're misguided. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you where the misguiding come from. There are NHT houses, there is National Housing Corporation houses, and there are private developers. What you people do in order to get a rile is to say the private developers' house are NHT house. NHT build probably 2 scheme or 1 scheme was sell for 13, was sell for $30 or $40,000. Majority of NHT scheme, probably about 90% of NHT scheme, sell for between $15 million and $8 million. So you keep mistaking the private developers with NHT. NHT houses, 90% of NHT houses are priced between $8 and $15 million. No, I am not saying that they don't make houses at the higher end of the market. They do. But what uno do for argument's sake, uno mix up the private developers with the NHT. That is simply what uno do in order to get a rile. NHT houses, NHT have low income houses. St. Catherine Estate, you know St. Catherine Estate? St. Catherine Estate is for $7 and $8 million. That is low income. What the part of scheme we could have named? We have scheme where go up to $14 or $15 million. They do have house at the higher end, yes. But they also have contributors at the higher end.
More to make you talk until I learn your point. You're saying that I am conflating NHT houses with private developers, right? Yes. All right, I am not conflating that. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, when he talks about houses that are built during his tenure, does he only speak of houses that are built from NHT?
That means if he only speaks of houses.
I am asking you, when the Prime Minister of Jamaica, when Andrew Holness, my Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, all of our Prime Minister, when he speaks of houses that have been developed, that have been created, that have been built throughout his tenure, does he only speak of the houses, or does he only take credit for the houses that were built by NHT?
Yes, the Prime Minister speaks of NHT houses.
I said, does he only?
But you do have.
I ask you a question, Chuck, listen. Chuck, answer me this. Let me ask a question straightforward, you know. Whenever the housing numbers are put forward to say how many houses have been built throughout Andrew Holness's tenure, does he only take into consideration, or does he only take credit for the houses that were built by the NHT, or does he also encompass the private houses that are, hold on one second. One second.
In this time,
hold on, man. Yeah, as me I say. Zin? All right. So now, he compiles all of the houses that are developed, whether private development, whether your personal, if me decide, brother, when housing numbers are complied, every single new development, every single new house is calculated in that development, and to say these are the amount of houses that are built. Chuck. I am not saying that the Prime Minister say him build the house, them, you know, but when him put in housing numbers, as in how many houses. So even if me buy a piece of land, I'm gonna parish council and me get my plan, put in my plan and say me I go build my house and him come assess it everything and me done build my house me build in the housing numbers in the houses that were built under Andrew Wallace. That are every prime minister, brother. So this is not me. Hold on, brother. Hold on, me land my point, bro. This is not me shooting off of Andrew Wallace or disrespecting him. Every single prime minister do this. This is how you calculated housing numbers that are built between 10 years. Well, bro, allow me to say, all right. Yes, when me done, you can tell me say I lie me at it, but I'm just done my point first. You are saying that private developers are building these things, which private developers do actually partner with NHT to build houses at them rated to them. Them have certain houses that are built at low income, and then some of them build at higher income rates, which is true. However, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not even going to ask you a question because you're not going to answer my question. The NHT, the purpose of the NHT that Michael Manley made the NHT for, or developed the NHT for, the NHT was developed to create affordable housing, to expand own ownership to the middle class. That was what Michael Manley created the NHT for. That is the purpose of the NHT. The NHT was never developed for a private coffer. Zane, somebody say, how and all, man, listen, you know, people, you say people, and I can't tell you exactly how them people are talking. You know. As me say again, I'm going to repeat that part there. Whenever you carry your house, you have your land, and you go to parish council with your plan or your title, and them come and them assess your house, and your house is registered, it is calculated towards whenever it is registered. Me not talk about the man them go capture piece of land and fling up an unregulated structure. Me not talk about that. Me talk about houses that are built due to regulations and due to the guidelines of the country. Now, the NHT was created to build affordable housing. Keyword, affordable housing for especially with the owners and the middle class to expand home ownership for the middle class of Jamaica. Now, to state that when you're building a community, you don't build community for poor people go over there so, and for rich people go over there so. The same person where you talk about, where Uno taught as one of the best prime minister them ever, Edward Seaga, understood that, especially in the development of Tivoli Gardens. You understand? When Tivoli Gardens was developed as a housing project, it was developed in a way to ensure that you have persons with high earnings would be living among persons with middle class earnings as well. So when you have middle class people living amongst high society people, it increases the property value for everybody. You understand? So it is a symbiotic relationship. So everybody property value go up. When you put only middle class and lower class people together, it brings down the property value. This was the brainchild. That was one of the brainchilds of Edward Seaga when he created Tivoli Gardens. So for you to say doctors don't want houses and engineers don't want houses, nothing is stopping a doctor or engineer from buying a house in Old Harbour Village. Nothing is stopping a doctor or whatever. Houses are there and the land space is there that a doctor can buy and develop out of them places. It's not like say it is beneath a doctor to live in a housing scheme if NHT create it. You understand? However, NHT has reduced the amount of houses that they are creating while they are collecting a surplus. More houses and more housing schemes can be developed if the same government, this is going to take more government intervention for the government to start using NHT money directly and not partnering with a third party who is going to seek a profit over this, and the government starts or the infrastructure of the country. The government should not depend on private entities to build up the infrastructure of the country, and the number one or the main infrastructure of the country is homes. That is what is most needed in our society right now, and that is affordable housing. You understand? Thank you. Yeah, man.
All right. First of all, your statements about NHT counting everything, the Prime Minister counting everything as NHT, it is incorrect, sir. It is very incorrect. The Prime Minister counts NHT.
Me never said that, bro. Me never said that.
That's what you said.
Me never said them count it as NHT houses. Me say every house that is developed is counted as a new home. Every registered house
present NHT houses, both where NHT build directly and what them have between the public-private partnership.
Brother, when the housing... Alright, done, me done talk. Go on.
Sit down and listen to you now, my time now. Right? Now, let me ask you this, because you seem to have a problem. When is it? When did the public-private partnership with NHT started? Was that in 2016? No. That has been going on from ever since. NHT private with private developers. And since you go back to Manley, let me remind you of something where you probably don't know. NHT was started to buy some house where Manley friend make when couldn't sell, so him find a way to take taxpayers' money and buy them. Remember that. That is the first set of NHT house that was bought. Taxpayers' money buy a set of house where Matalan make and couldn't sell, so the government buy them from him and give them away. So that is how NHT come about. So get that in context first. Because one of those seems to know them little history there. Again, today date in this government, this NHT build more houses than the PMP did in their 18 years in office. The numbers are there to prove it. You don't have to listen to me. The numbers are there to prove it. No, I never tell you, so lawyers and doctors don't want to live in a certain scheme. What I said was that there are people at the higher end of the income scale that pays into NHT and also requires a benefit. So NHT will also have to construct some houses for them. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. People who are up there, the lawyers, the doctors, the entertainers who pay them NHT deserve a house. No, a doctor probably don't want a house down St. Catherine Estate. Nothing wrong with him, no one live there. Then again, a doctor might buy one down there. So for the doctor who don't want one down there, the NHT also must build something that he can buy. But what the concept you guys have is that everything, oh, average man. There is enough in Jamaica today for the average man who wants it. But what we have is a set of people who telling the average man, like you, Triple X, who tell the average man, say, unemployment is better than underemployment. Remember that your message, you know? Your message is that the better man sit down in yard and not do nothing than they go try a thing. Jamaica today, under this government, Jamaicans have more opportunity at home ownership than any other time. And that is why we believe that today we are seeing that there is a shortage. We never see it before because there was no demand, because people did not have the opportunity like they have today. And that is simply the fact.
You have another phone with you? One phone you have? You have a next phone or a tablet?
Me have phone, laptop, everything.
Alright, me have to beg you to do something for me. Me have beg you. Me ask you as a well-thinking Jamaican, because you seem to be a well-thinking Jamaican. I'm going to ask you to go into Google right now and Google. What is the definition of underemployment? Because I don't want to Google it and them say a lie me I tell. So me I ask you. First Google it right now. I beg you. Beg you. Just Google it for me.
And what is the meaning of it?
No. Me not ask you your meaning. Me I ask you for Google meaning. No, hold on. Me not ask you for your interpretation of the meaning. I'm asking you please to just read the meaning verbatim. That's all me I ask you, brother. I beg you. It's not take your 5 seconds. Alright, okay. No, and I say I go to school, brother. Because me could have read it, but I don't want to read it and them say I'm me askew it. Some of us are ask you,
based on your
explanation. Bro. No. Brother. Me not talk about based on the explanation, brother. You understand? Because you say context matters, you know. So I'm going to ask you. I'm asking you. All right, you know want to read it? Let me Google it myself. Me can Google it myself. Since as you know want to read it. All right, I'm gonna Google it myself. Bro. All right, underemployment refers to a situation where a person is employed, but their job doesn't fully utilize their skills abilities or education, or provides insufficient hours or pay, or provides insufficient hours or pay, or provides insufficient pay. Now, the reason why I said in some cases, one thing I mean, you know, me not talk in a extremes, me not talk in a totality, me talk with margin for error. When I said that in some cases, it is better for you to be unemployed than underemployed. Let me set and flesh out this to you, because this seems to be the point that a lot of the JLP bloggers are running with. If I am going to work every single day and I am earning $10,000 a week to go to work, and it costs me $15,000 or $20,000 a week to go to work for and only earn $10,000 a week, does it make sense for me to actually go to work for the $10,000 if my only source of employment or the only income that I am getting is this $10,000? Does it make any sense for me to go to work? And it's hold on, brother, I'm done the point now, bro.
There's nobody doing that.
What you say?
There is nobody doing that.
What you just say a while ago, my brother?
Me say nobody now do that.
Brother, I see it. Me tell you, say, you see, uno out of touch. You see, you guys are unable. Hold on, brother, I'm done talk. I'm done talk. I noticed something. Hold on, I noticed something about the Jamaica Labour Party bloggers, especially the bloggers that are in the, I don't know if you're in the employ or if you're just in the yoke of the Jamaica Labour Party. You guys are unable, oblivious to the term of abstract thinking. Abstract thinking is when I can think outside of myself. Only hold on, brother. Based on how you conversate and based on how you argue topics, you only speak based on what it is that you feel like, what it is that you are feeling, and what it is that you and your immediate circle is experiencing. That is what everybody is experiencing. And on a say it go bad, man. You have people nowadays where I go work, bro. I'm going to tell you this. I mean, I'm not talking about people who make minimum wage. I'm talking about people where earn good paying salaries who are still underemployed. Me I talk about people who are going to work and a collect $120,000 a month, $200,000 a month, and they are still facing underemployment because it costs them more to go to work than it costs them to stay at them yard. Because them bills, when you compile your bills at your yard, your student loan, when you compile your light, your water, your rent, your transportation to go work, to feed you, to clothe you, and to sustain you through that job, it is way less than it is way more than what you are earning, and that is a form of underemployment as well. So you believe say every single body out here where earn money, I earn more than enough to go back to work every day? May I ask you that question there?
My time now?
Yeah, you're right. May I ask you that question? Can you answer me that question there? Please, do you believe that every Bumbo, you're not even listen to me, so what is the sense we have the conversation here?
Now listen, I want you to repeat. I just want you to repeat the question.
The question that I am asking you is this, bro. Do you believe that every single person who goes to work every single day, these people are earning more than enough, are earning enough to go back to work every single day?
Yes.
Bumbo, brother, you don't live in Jamaica, or you don't know what go on in the world, or you don't understand how people life ago. You are lost in hold on, brother, you are lost in your own delusions. You can't talk.
Here is the difference between me. I am not here trying to appeal to people's emotions to get them to turn against us. But I am telling you reality. I am appealing to emotion. I am appealing to people. No, let me mute your mic. Let me get there. Virgin, Jamaica today is filled with more opportunities for people to earn a livable wage than at any other time in our history. No, you speak of scenarios where people are living above their means. If I give you hold on, listen to me carefully. If I give you a job, I am paying you $100,000 a month. You go forth and you take loan, we have take up $80,000 out of that $100,000. And when you done, you only have 20 believe offer. I still 100,000 me I pay you. The problem what we have in Jamaica, Triple X, and this is what you learn, is not that people are not earning good salaries, is that people's priorities are screwed up. And unless we make people in Jamaica are financially illiterate. It's not that they are not earning money, it's that they are financially illiterate. And that is what we need to tackle. So even if you see the same man, if he is financially illiterate and you give him $1 million a week, he will still broke. Because he is financially illiterate. And that is the biggest problem. We have people who drive taxi out every day. We are make $40,000 a day, but then broke at the end of the week. Because them financially illiterate. We have people who are work them good salaries, but them say the wig, them have to buy $100,000 wig first. That is called them priority is mixed up. So if you find somebody where you say $120,000, and when them done, it costs them more if you go back to work. You know, believe that them need to recheck them finances, Virgin. We are financially illiterate in Jamaica, and that is our #1 problem.
My time now? I remember brought down a salary for you. I'm going to show you. We have a young lady, she named Jasmine. Young lady named Jasmine. This is a hypothetical person. Jasmine went to the University of Technology and did a Bachelor's of Science in Business and Business Management. See? Or probably education, whatever. Probably early childhood, which no job not really there for early childhood development. She did that degree in early childhood. Whichever degree she do a job. Can't find a job with her skill set. End up get a job at a call center. The call center where she working appear $60,000 Jamaican dollar a fortnight. $30,000 a week. This is twice minimum wage. However, Jasmine has a student loan to pay back every month, $40,000. 37 call it $40,000 a month for student loan. Right after the back, that $40,000 per month coming out of Jasmine's $120,000 minus taxes and everything. So minus taxes after the 120, she probably go home with probably about 103. Student loan come out of the 103, left her with 60. Remember that she probably, more than likely, Jasmine is somebody from the rural part of Jamaica, because 80% of the students of the University of Technology are from rural Jamaica. So she doesn't have family back in Kingston, Jamaica. So she has to she has to move off campus, and she has to find a domicile where she can live. If she's going to rent a one room where she's sharing in proximity where she can travel to work, let us say she travels to work by 2 motor vehicles to work, where she have to take one, go to the terminus, and then one to work. She have to get a house in there. So outside of Kingston, we look on an area where you have to take 2 buses to go work. So you're working at like Half-a-Tree, New Kingston area. You're going to need roughly about, say you work at New Kingston. You need, if you live Duane Park, see, and you get a one room, where probably a share kitchen, share bathroom, you look on cheapest, you look on about $35,000 a month. You probably get his own bathroom, but you have a share kitchen. $35,000 a month. How much money did she have already? $40,000 from that left $60,000. So she have basically $63,000 minus $35,000 from the $63,000. Leave her with $28,000. Out of the $28,000, she has to go to work. She has to go to work, take two modes of transportation to work each day. The 2 modes of transportation she take to work each day is $150 from Duane Park to Half-a-Tree, $150 from Half-a-Tree to to New Kingston. That is $300, go $300, come back. That is $600 a day for transportation for the week. Times 5, 600 times 5, that's $3,000 a week. For the month, that is $12,000. So $12,000 from $27,000 is, somebody with the maths, so quick and fast. $12,000 from $27,000 is, somebody the maths, is $15,000. So she have $15,000 left. Out of the $15,000, she can't buy lunch, obviously, out of that. So she has to find food to go to work throughout the week. The food that she has to go to work during the week. Let us say, hypothetically speaking, the cheapest she can buy groceries for. People who buy cheap groceries now can know. So you can buy turkey neck or chicken neck, or you can buy chicken back, or you can buy liver and kidney and them something. And if you only buy rice and flour and meat alone with probably a little bit of seasoning, you look on the cheapest for the month is probably about $30,000. How much money we have left, guys? How much money we have left, guys, out of the 32? So we're at negative $15,000. Plus, you have to take in consideration feminine products, because a woman, you have to have personal hygiene going to work. So you have to take into consideration feminine products. So out of the feminine products, you look on at least $10,000 a month for hygienic products. We are look on $25,000 in the negative already. Plus, remember, you are going to work as a young lady and you are going to need clothes. These places that you work, they do not provide you uniform. So you have to buy clothes and them something there to actually go to work. So with the clothes that you're going to actually buy to go to work, you're looking at, say, even if you're going to buy the cheapest, because you go up on Shein, go cash out some things for sale, you look and say, all right, for the month, you go probably spend $100 a month to buy things so you can go to work, so you can take care of the awareness, because you have to understand, say, self-image is on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, with the psychosocial needs, right? So you need to take care of yourself. Zine, so I could say she put on another 15,000, under 25,000. This is the bare minimum. She don't buy a phone card, she don't contribute to light bill, she don't contribute to water bill in the house she live or anything as yet, and she's already $35,000 over budget, and she not contribute to light bill, water bill, and she still not buy no phone card put on her phone for can communicate all now. So what are you telling me? Say underemployment is not real. Where is the $100,000? Hold on. Where is the $100,000 a week that this young lady buy? Where is the $15,000 or $20,000 nails that she buy? Where is the night up and make a hold on? Where is the night up and make a taboo? Where is she going out to eat at a restaurant and all these things that you're talking about, that people are financially incapable, people are financially illiterate? Where is it? Where is it that you're talking about? Triple. And this is an average individual, in a brother. This is an average individual, in a brother.
I cannot justify your scenario. Me can justify that scenario.
So you say, fuck me at that then?
Yes, your scenario.
All right.
Fuckery.
Utter fuckery. All right, I don't talk.
Your scenario.
Your turn to talk.
That is not reality, my virgin. Let me tell you. Let me give you the reality. You see that woman where you describe, she earn a pay there. Her first duty is to find somewhere affordable to live. Yeah. And you say she come from rural Jamaica. Well, I know. You see, well, I tell you what reality is now. You see, if she come from rural Jamaica, you see, thanks to the investment that is being made now, she can go back home and live and jump on a JUTC bus and come and work. So she not have to pay no $40,000 rent. JUTC bus now going to all rural areas, Portland, St. Thomas, Clarendon, soon Mandeville. Right? So I assume now that in your scenario, she come from Westmoreland, you're going to move her now to match it, you know. You're going to move her now to match the scenario. Now, thanks to the appeal, thanks to the investment, she can go back home now and live until she bring up herself. So that eliminate the $30,000 rent we are talking about. Remember, we are talking about being financially smart. That's what we are discussing in your scenario. And your scenario may break apart. So because the government are investing in the road infrastructure, she can go back home. And she can jump on a JUTC bus and come and work. The fare on a JUTC bus is so much? $50. We have fixed your scenario because your scenario is extreme. So we eliminate the $30,000 because she gone back home. So she can save some of that. We eliminate the $600 transportation we are telling you about because based on where she lives now, she can get a JUTC bus and come in. So that eliminate all of that. We are speaking about being financially smart. Now, you mentioned clothes. She don't buy clothes every month. So you can't say she add another $15,000 a month. She now go buy clothes every month. I know every month she go buy clothes. So we have fixed your scenario because your scenario is to the extreme in order to appeal to people's emotion. Your scenario is not grounded in reality. So she moved back home. That eliminate the $30,000. That is being financially smart. She take a JUTC bus. She only pay $50. That is being financially smart. Now you say student loan. The average student loan payment right now, thanks to the reduction that has been made in interest rate, is between $18,000 and $25,000. Not $40,000, you say. You can check. Thanks to the reduction in interest rate, the average student loan payment now is between $18,000 and $25,000. Some of them less. So that cut under that cut about $15,000 for the student loan. What you say? You see, so your scenario not even match the reality of people. The scenario not working out. Your scenario is not working out. So she can realize a whole heap of savings. Now, when they say go shopping, hold on. When they say go shopping now, me tell you, one of the problem with people, some people have coronation market money, but believe they must go shop a la Sushan. That is the problem with most people. You have coronation market money, but you believe say you must go a la Sushan. Go which part your money can afford. If a downtown wholesale money you have, shop a downtown wholesale. That is being financially smart. That's simple, them something we are talking about. You know. So when you're coming with an extreme scenario to try to appeal to him, I know say it work, imagine. I know say it work. My reality, other people's reality is different. But the fact, the scenario where you describe is way extreme. Go ahead.
Chuck.
What did PJ
Terms. I'm going to try my best to accommodate everything we say a while ago. I'm going to work it on your terms. Let us say she live at St. Thomas. Come on, put her away at Westmoreland. Can you say JOTC run from St. Thomas right now, right? And she work at call center. The first week when she go to work, or the first 2 weeks when she go to work, she reach her work early every day. And she get a bus, and she go home from work every day for the first 2 weeks. Wonderful. Warm to the next 2 weeks when she go on night shift. Warm to the next 2 weeks. Warm to the next 2 weeks when she go on night shift.
Let me when she go on night shift.
Because that's how call center work go. 2 week morning, 2 week night.
Oh, good. But let me tell you something. Let me get something.
Hold on, my brother. Hold on, come here. Hold on, you don't have no answer for that. Hold on, you don't have no answer for that. Hold on, me address the thing them when you say, piece by piece. You don't have no answer for that. Hold on, Chuck. All right, go on, talk.
Tell you something where you forget. Is this into chewing now go chewing law. Jamaican labor law states that any female working after 6 o'clock is to be transported to work. Majority of these call centers have buses that picks them up and take them to work.
Come again, Chuck. Within a certain proximity. So if you live at St. Thomas and you put St. Thomas on it for the work on New Kingston, you not get the job.
No, that is not true. St. Thomas
Listen to me, Chuck. Hear me I say. Listen to me, Chuck. You're not the no call center in Jamaica, not having a bus to drop nobody out of St. Thomas from New Kingston. None whatsoever, my brother. So guess what? She out of St. Thomas, brother. She not go get the work. Hold on, brother. She not go get the work none at all. Now, I'm telling you about average student loan now, my father. You see, the average student loan is calculated. You see, when you calculate averages, You don't, it's not a totality. When you say $25,000 for your student loan payment, averages are 15 or 18. They calculate the persons who also take 1 year student loan, 2 year student loan, 3 year student loan, 4 year student loan, and then add up everybody we take student loan, the amount where everybody is paying back, and then they divide it by the amount of person that they calculated. That is how you get the average. So for the persons who did 4 year degrees, 4 year degrees, which is a 4 year degree up by the University of Technology in general, when they get a 4 year degrees, you're more than likely your student loan is going to be above the average. Because remember that the persons who only take 1 year of student loan, their payment is factored into the calculation as well. Now, also, you know that when you go home to your yard, and you live at your yard, and your parents them send you to school, and you're there at the yard, you know you're going to have to contribute to your yard as well, correct? So that's another expense. You know that, correct? And you notice that, hold on, my brother. Listen, all right, here we go. Chuck, this is what you fail to believe. You believe that you can omit certain facts and omit certain responsibilities and have it your way for it to balance in your head. You understand? If you have to omit things, you can't omit. You have, brother. Let me tell you something. All right. Here we go now. Hear me say no, brother. You see me? Me have a quantitative mind. Me have a mathematical mind. Me suffer from dyslexia. Me not good with words and reading, but you see numbers, and you see facts, and you see calculations. Me excel upon that. Me is a savant when it comes to that. No. All right, that's your opinion. But when it comes to numbers, numerically, when you have sets and you have balance out things, me, numerically, me great with it when it comes to once me sets up, find the formula, if plug the formula, me great with that. So, me now go sets and negate out certain factors. If me work an equation, every aspect of the equation, every integer has to be accounted for. Everything has to be accounted for. When me set something, I say me I go do something, I make a budget. If I make a budget, me have to encompass everything when me have expenditure for. You can't make a budget and say, oh, boy, me now factor in for what me have to spend over this. So me only have factor in right on the budget balance. The budget is not balanced if you don't factor in everything. You are saying that me I go jump and say, oh, she can go move back with her parents. If she move back with her parents after 20 years or 24 years of her parents mining her and she move back at the house, she has to start to contribute. She has to start to contribute to the house.
But will that contribution...
Me not try, somebody say me I tried. All right, here we go. You see, reality, brother. Not because the reality doesn't paint a picture to your narrative. Me can set so. Because me could have said so. Me could have make it worse in adding B more. You notice when me stop the calculation at negative 35,000. We never factor in light bill, water bill, cable, internet phone. Me never factor in them money there, no. None at all, my brother. You understand? When me said so, I put in $100 for clothes. I was being very generous to the budget because $100 does 15,000. That a miscellaneous money. Now when me put in clothes, me just put in clothes as a constant for all it there. So, but that is miscellaneous. Obviously, everybody don't buy clothes at one time, but everybody has miscellaneous money. Things come up every month where you do not calculate for, and every budget. Hold on, my brother. Every budget, every time you budget, you have to set aside, brother. Hold on, man.
With the comrade-minded people.
Stop talking about comrade-minded, no, brother.
Scenario is a doom and gloom.
And a doom and gloom, brother. Me I show you what is there, brother. It don't make no sense. You have a false narrative.
Yes, the worst case, and that is your scenario.
How is that the worst case, my brother? How is that the worst case? Me could have tell you say the woman phone screen mash up in the month. Me could have tell you say somebody rob her and take away her purse. Me could have tell you say NCB sets and charge some money out of her account whenever they go. Me could have put in them they are doom and gloom, bro.
One of the call center workers, we are getting $120,000 fine. Why never pick one of them the scenario?
How much call center worker get $120,000 for a night? What percentage?
Most of them are get 30.
And a 30,000 for me say $60,000 a fortnight, brother. That I just tell you. The majority of them I get that. That's how the majority of them I get paid. Brother, what the salary for? What the salary? What is the one more rascal? What is the salary?
That is just scenario.
What is the brother? What is the all right?
Come and pick out the worst, and that's what present.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you something. Brother. I'm gonna tell you something. What you need to understand is this, bro. The same thing when you talk about supply. Somebody say 60 to 65 is what call center workers get. That's our most. All right, brother. All right, yo, I'm gonna run a poll on my side. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a family member or if you work at call center, how much do they get paid per week? I'm going to read them out as them come up here. Please to comment in the comment section below. How much does the call center worker get paid per week? And remember that the 120,000. 40, 35, 80, 30. Calm down, brother. This is what you call qualitative research. It's a question I'm going to show about 30, 35, 45, 55. You understand me? I say 25, 28, 20, 18, 28. 25 work at call center to brother. Of course, that and at fortnight, a weekly pay we are talking about, brother, not fortnight, brother. That's why I'm telling you, if you're listening, you notice everything we are talking. I have to ask you for repeat. You notice, all right, here. Talk.
Call centers are paid for that. Ask me, my brother, why is it that when it comes to Jamaica, you always pick out the worst of the worst? Now, my thing, my virgin, me never sit here every day, and tell nobody say we're perfect, But we have to bear in mind where Jamaica is coming from and where it is now. In 1995, 96 to 2000, we would have been discussing the people that we work at them call center when they don't work, them now get no pay. Because guess what? Them don't make no sales that day there. Who mute Brian? Bring back Brian Myers, man. Don't mute him. Listen to me. That's what we would be discussing back then. Now we have people working at a call center that is expecting them salaries. Right? Jamaica change now, my brethren. And idea if you come on social media and find the worst of the worst scenarios to tear it down is what me have a problem with. That is what me have a problem with. Because all I want scenario is ever the worst case. Right? No, I believe that right now we have a prime minister, we have a government that is doing its best to change the course of Jamaica and Jamaicans more than it has ever been done. We are building back a middle class where the People's National Party destroyed back in the 90s. We never had a middle class. The Prime Minister then, P.J. Patterson, is quoted as saying that at the end of the 90s, a brand new set of poor was created in Jamaica. The middle class was abbreviated back then. We are now rebuilding our manufacturing sector. We are giving people a chance to upskill themselves more than ever. Training at heart is free. There is no guarantee of a student loan. All of them, something that is being fixed. So we have to judge where we're coming from to where we are today.
I can tell you something, my brother?
Tell me anything you want.
All right. Here I go on now, my brother, bro. In the early 2000s, come I go piece by piece. I'm beg you, please give me piece by piece, because I don't want to think that I'm talking about doom or gloom. You just stated that the Prime Minister is doing the best that he can. And I agree with you. Andrew Holness is doing the best that he can. He's doing the utmost best that he can. Unfortunately, his best is not good enough. We want more than his best. Unfortunately, with all of the things that you're stating right now, the people of Jamaica are not feeling it. You understand?
No, you are...
Hold on. I shut my mouth and turn off my mic and allow you to talk. You understand me, I say? See? So you are stating that he is doing his best, and I do not disagree with you that is the best that he can do. I am telling you straight that him just can't do no better. Because the best is him do him utmost best, and this is your words that he's doing his best. But as we say, his best is not good enough.
All right, question.
And all I want to read, I'm not ready for your question me yet because I'm me attack. You did have your opportunity for question when you were talking. Now it's my time. You are stating that student loan is free now. You don't need a guarantor now. That is good, but that was inevitable. I don't know if you know how student loan. You did take student loan? You did take student loan? May I ask you, did you take student loan?
No. Hold on. Before me answer that, what do you mean it is inevitable?
It was inevitable for you to get rid of the guarantor system in
No,
Jamaica.
it was not. It was a government policy.
Hold on. It was a government policy, but I'm going to ask you a question. If everybody needs to carry 2 guarantor, if every single person who is going to take a student loan need to carry in 2 guarantor, and one of the requirements of a guarantor is that they had never signed for a student loan, right? That is one of the requirements, right? So for you to be a guarantor, you cannot be a guarantor for somebody who is already on student loan, and the person who you are a guarantor for would have had to have good payment history to pay off them for you to be a guarantor for a new student. Now, if two people out of the country, and plus the person has to be working and the person has to have standing and all them something for them to be able to be a guarantor for you, correct? So if two people have to be a guarantor from the inception of student loan up until now, don't you feel like the country would have run out of viable guarantors inevitably?
No.
So you know, believe say if each person that takes a student loan need 2 persons who meet the requirements and meet the requirements to be a guarantor, you don't believe. This is what they tell you, say, maths, we can say, you seem like you're a history buff, but mathematics you're really so good at. It is normal probability, brother. You say normal probability. If you are hold on, brother. You have a hold on, brother. You have a finite. Hold on, brother. Remember, don't talk now. Remember, don't talk there, bro. Remember, don't talk there, bro. Brother, me can talk. Can I talk? Brother, can I talk?
The 90s and the early 2000s, they never get it right.
Listen, brother, because it never run out of guarantors yet. So when student loan, hold on, brother, listen to me. Can you listen to me, brother? Can you listen to me, brother? Brother, can you? All right, era, brother, listen to me. Listen to me. If you have a mango tree and it a bear mango in your yard, while mango there, you can have 2 mango a day every day. Every day you can have 2 mango while mango time they can mango there enough. Brother, me not talk to you now. Hold on, brother. Me not talk to you because you're not listen. So remember just talk to the audience so they are so right now. If you have a mango tree, a mango there on the tree every day, every morning you get up you can have 2 mango. Every morning when mango there on the tree in abundance. The more mango you eat off of the tree, the less mango you have there on the tree. There must comes a time when you run out of mango and guess what got when there's no more mango on the tree, what you have to go do? Stop near mango. So that is what happened with student loan, bro. So when you hear them come talk and say, yo, you don't need no more guarantor. Inevitably, you would have never need no guarantor, or you couldn't get no guarantor because student loan is a business. Whether or not it's something that it is a business, it is a business. And if there is no, hold on, brother. If the hold on, brother, me don't talk, brother, me can done and land my point, please, bro. Please, me I beg you. Me understand say you don't want to hear me say, but allow me. You understand? Student loan is a business. And if you cannot find any guarantor and them cannot get any loan, the business are going to mash up because you can't get the new loans. You understand me I say? So
what evidence you have to prove that there was a shortage of guarantors in Jamaica?
Brother,
where is the evidence to prove that?
I give up. I honestly give up. Chuck, I give up. I honestly give up, Chuck.
Chuck,
no matter how much proof me give you, you're gonna be stuck in your mindset, Chuck. You know say, Chuck. You know say, all right, Chuck. All right, Chuck. Have you noticed that throughout this entire conversation, I have given you so many concessions. There are so many things that you have said that I have conceded to. Hold on, that I have conceded to. And from we start this conversation, you have not conceded to anything that I have said to you, nothing at all you have conceded to, not one you have not, because hold on, brother, let me explain to you what communication is. You see, effective communication is not only about you spewing your points, it's about you listening and understanding and comprehending and processing what it is that I said, and then you said so, and you put it in relation to what it is that you already have in your head, and then you can respond to me adequately. For me, the only reason we are still on this on this live right now is because I have been giving you concession. If I had the same mindset that you had, or the same approach to this conversation or this discussion as you, we would have evolved into suck your mothers from a long time, because this is how I see most. No, I not literally mean that, my brother. I not literally mean. I just use it metaphorically. You understand? As in, we have start cuss and shout off at each other and would have to jump off of the line. But we have to give concession to the persons who we are having a discussion or a debate with, because everything we are talking now, me still look on it from your point of view now. But you have yet to look on anything from my point of view. Zin?
Look on all I'm saying, you made a statement. Beautiful. You made a statement that says we would have run out of guarantors. That's why it was done. And I'm asking you, give me the numbers that tells you that there was a shortage of guarantors. Give me that number. Defend that point that you made. You say you're a numbers man. You say you deal with numbers. Show me that there was a problem with the student loan getting people to have guarantors. Show me. You say it was inevitable, you know. You say that's why it was done. I'm asking you. You say you're a numbers man. Show me the numbers that says people had a problem getting guarantors. That more you defend.
All right. Ready? Listen, I'm going to give you our next concession right now. I don't have the specific numbers. I do not have the specific numbers. Chuck, that is my concession that I just gave to you right now. Can you give me a concession now? I'm going to ask you this now. Is the amount of persons in Jamaica working class, is it a finite or an infinite number?
You mean the working class?
Mm-hmm. Is it a finite? It's finite. It's infinite. So it's an infinite amount of persons that are implied in Jamaica. May I ask you a question? Is an infinite amount of persons?
Shit. There's levels to.
Chaps, may I try add you as a third one, but you cut it off instead.
I didn't back man because I want to slap him, you know, because this brother here.
No, the way I share with a share live. So him did the on him and me the on my own. So that's why I couldn't open up the box.
Oh.
But when I try add you, I could have add you as a third member, but it cut it off instead.
I don't understand what Triplex are talking about. Triplex is a waste man. Big waste man. When you hear that man, they open me mouth and tell people the other day, so what was his argument about
Chaps, you'd have to go live to join it.
Huh?
You'd have to be live yourself so we could have add it.
I don't really want to give Triple X no forward, you know. I give him no forward.
I never ready for done it, but I think we could have added you as a third, but you cut him off instead.
You need to rubbish him out.
Yo.
Put up, Vegas. That's it.
Sorry. Yeah, you have to understand Triple X, them. The reason Triple X them already on them type of thing here, what Triple X did, and it's a pity we were not able to see what we are saying. First thing he come and bring a setup where him gonna be louder than you. So you see when a person, some people don't think so because them louder than you, they will win the conversation. You know? You understand what I say? So he came with a setup. That's why you see when you attack, I be a feedback on them something there. So you
invite him in itself.
See? So he's not gonna come on a platform with you where he cannot be louder than you, because that's so him reason, brother. Him have to be louder than you. He thinks that it's the loudest.
It's a microphone thing.
Yeah, so him thinks I'm a selector and him voice big and you know them codon type of reason there. So him not come to have them. Yeah, him not come to have a balanced reason and
Man
put
say
points
one
forward. You understand what I say? Because his point that he's making that about people unable to live beyond them pay. You know, it's like him tell us the person to stay home, but you can't hear.
And foolishness is matter. It's a nonsensical argument, you know.
So that's why he stayed home. Sorry, that's why him is a nurse. According to him, I say he's a nurse and he chose not to work. He chose to go away, go thief crab legs. Because he thinks that it's better to go and thief, allegedly, thief crab legs than to go be a nurse. Because he thinks that, right.
But no say, let me say it, come on back, bro. You all crook.
So we already see a person who has that mindset is trying to put forward the same type of reasoning to people. Well, I just stay home and wrap up in my bed because I owe student loan. And I understand, like, if you're staying home, it go make the student loan go away. Oh, me have to pay a bill, so I go stay home, me not go do nothing. You know, so that is the type of reasoning. Yeah. So
1 second, Vega.
Me not try to put grass there.
1 second there. Me just say when I time when me listen to
him come back on a me hope say him come back. Leave a box him just in case he want to come back, because that's the setup when him have chops. We cannot hear you. It's a lot of echoes, and he's having the dominant voice with the reason. And he came planned for it. Me know them style, but the style when he work with all the time.
1 second. When I time when he was him saying was a numbers person. Me I wonder if me do the calculation with the crop stealing a pocket.
Argument him I put forward because he's making some points.
Hazard, hold on, Hazard. Tell him I did not run. I was trying to do something and it cut off instead. Right? Me that try add somebody else and it cut off.
Come out of the box. We come out of the box.
When I run for Triple Virgin,
Chucks,
the truth will always win, you know.
Chucks, may I exit the box, make him come back. Me I go exit, make him come back.
Yeah,
It is an empty box.
I start a live and I go bring you on. I have to start live. Go live and me add you. I the only way you can try.
All right, cool.
All right, Chuck, listen, man. You kill the man for 6 different arguments, and you see the man jump all over the place. See? Because some get up and talk about the economy was in a wreck and on the brink of failure in 1972. You know, say man, I know nothing, man. The man come over the man.
The man said the economy that was growing by 18% was on the brink of failure.
You know, the man come and the man account houses from private developers. The government, no government, GLP or PNP, do not add the stock of houses built by private development.
Our private individuals either.
Yeah. When them say them build so and so. The man that knows that NHT invite private developers to build houses for them. That is true. But the private developers have to sell it at the rate that the NHT wants. That's a part of the agreement. Zin? And the most of the houses that the NHT put on the market is priced around the range that you mentioned.
That is simply true.
Very.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm going to empty out the box. I'm going to bring him back.
No, one more thing, Chuck.
I'm going to join him back because I want to.
One last thing, Chuck. The underemployment issue. Listen, the food that you eat is not counted as the cost to go to work. Because if you're unemployed, you still have to find food. You still have to buy groceries. So that can count in the cost to go to work. The cost to go to work is transportation and the lunch money that you spend over and above. Just that. Nothing else.
And
when a man look at you and say, the person have student loan. If the person is unemployed, them still have student loan for pay.
1 second though. 1 second. Underemployed does not mean...
I know that. I know the definition that him uses.
That is not underemployment. Underemployment is when you are more qualified than what you are employed to. That is
right. I know that. But even
the example, the analogy that he gives, Chuck, is not matching, right? The reality that he's trying to describe.
Exactly.
what he's talking about, right, is someone who is not qualified, right, for better, right, which is the underemployment, right? When you do less than you're qualified to do, that is underemployment. But he's talking about somebody like a minimum wage earner, right, who is not able to afford certain basic necessities. So
that's what they do. The argument then use the most.
So the answer to that.
No, and the argument has to be, is the person better off if they had no income? Because the person still have to buy groceries. The person still have to be, the person still have to live somewhere.
The engineer, I wouldn't even go there
Those
yet.
are the two arguments.
Because at the end of the day, he's blaming government for that. And that is something that occurs under any government, whether JLP or PNP. Once people are not qualified to earn a livable wage, they have to just take what them can get.
Yeah.
And the way to deal with that, who's responsibility?
Guys, may I go back over to him, sir? Let's come back and then we'll complete our discussion.
So who just wants to understand that? If you earn $100,000 and you have student, it's better to earn $100,000 with student loan than earn zero without student loan.
Without
go back and go do your thing.
Right, cool. Right. All right, sure.
Shika, empty the box for me now, please. Let me just let me go back.
And another thing, Chuck, it is not the government's responsibility to upgrade people.
But me lose my back setting again.
Yeah. Hold on the 1 second, Chuck. 1 second. 1 minute. No, I don't say anything. I bet your phone did or something, man. Zane?
Man, me just try bring up somebody that kick it down for that.
No, you can't bring up people when they depend on something. Zane, no. So when I say no, the only reason Cuba in the situation right now is because of economic sanctions on Cuba that force Cuba how it's there. Cuba is the most educated country in the Western Hemisphere. Cuba is the most skilled country in the Western Hemisphere. You understand me I say? Zane, and you can Google that. That's a fact. If you don't believe me. Cuba, hold on before you're done. Because you come in at me, that amiga somewhere before you come. China and Cuba have the same governance. The same communistic governance are the same governance. They are China and the same communistic governance. They are Cuba. Cuba is a success based on its communistic government. Not Cuba. I'm sorry. China is a success based on its communistic governance, and Cuba is a failure because of American intervention, not because of its governance. Because of American intervention and American sanctions, that is what caused Cuba in the situation we're in today. Not because Fidel Castro was a bad leader. You understand? Not because communism over this. I am not saying, first of all, I don't want Jamaica to be communistic. Me personally like my own freedom, them, I like if you can do what I want to do. However, there are social programs that we can adapt from these countries that we can implement in Jamaica that can make Jamaica better. You understand? Welcome back, Chuck.
All right. So let me get back to one part of the argument where I say now. Cuba and can't do this. I mean, who say you love the communism versus democracy argument, But Cuba and China have two different regimes, two different systems. Cuba is 100% dictatorship, 100%. China has a balance of capitalists, because China has whole heap of business. Business is what drives capital. What business is allowed to operate? Dictatorship. What business is allowed to operate in Cuba? They have totally different thing. But I'm glad what you mentioned, because Jamaica could have been in the same boat as Cuba. You know that? We could have been where Cuba is today. But we make a move. Why we never did it? Because we elected Edward Seaga in 1980. That is what saved us from being where Cuba is today. So we could have been there with one simple decision. But me they have to talk about Cuba and them thing there right now. We could have done this about they have to talk about Cuba. Well, who want to talk about
Hold on. You just said something a while ago. I'm after about you. You are saying that China allows capitalism in a China.
Yeah.
There's no capitalism in China. A government sanction development, government sanction trade. The government get a part of everything. Everybody where work, you said some people get a bigger stipend than some people get a bigger payout than some, and they work off a reward system. The only reason Cuba's economy is not the same or don't have the same exact practices as China is because China has resources that the world needs. The only resources that hold on, brother. You can't tell me about China, no, brother. You can't tell me about China, no. You can't tell me about China, no, brother. Brother, you can't tell me about China. May I tell you this straight? You see, your perception of China are the Western world's propaganda of China. Hear me and say, no, brother.
Your assessment of China is wrong.
All right, when I done that, Chuck, hold on, Chuck, hold on. Based on what you are saying, the only resources that Cuba has, that the world would actually need is human resources. You understand? And because of the sanctions placed, remember that sanctions were placed on China too, you know. By America, you know, whole heap of sanctions were placed on China from America, you know. But because China has so many different natural minerals and resources and labor force and the industrial, the Chinese government invested in infrastructural development so hard and so highly and manufactural development over there that the entire world, when we went into the commercial, when the world went into a commercial boom, China capitalized on the manufacturing demand of the world and offered labor at prices that the entire world manufacturing at the price the entire world could not offer labor and manufacturing at prices that the rest of the world could not compete with. And for companies that in this capitalistic society because capitalism is just an insatiable greed, because these persons wanted to maximize their profitability and their profit margins, they outsourced their manufacturing to China. And because they outsource their manufacturing to China, they also send all of their patents to China, all of their technology to China, and then the Chinese government was smart enough to reverse engineer everything that came into the country. So everything that come into the country to be made, China broke it down. Whether or not them say, oh, them only send certain parts for them assemble. Chinese government took it and reverse engineered and taught their countryman how to do it, and then they improved on that technology. And what China started to do use soft power. America use hard power and soft power. China use soft power. Hard power is military might, by putting military bases all over the world and forcing people that stick over them head to say, okay, you have to use our currency. That's a hard power. Soft power like US aid and them things where them sets and send money and aid and monetary things to other countries, and them something they say, all right, boom, them thing I want to follow for. Now hold on, I'm not done yet because you say what we have to go into this because this is something what is very important to see what going on now with Donald Trump and what affect Jamaica right now. So what China did, China used soft power. China used manufacturing to offer people manufacturing because they had infrastructure that they created and technologies and technique that they created to make infrastructure, buildings, roads, water reserve, power reserves, and all them something. Power development of energy development and them something. And they offered this instead of putting military bases on every continent. The Chinese government sent out its workers and its engineers all over the world to invest in other countries' infrastructure. Offer them to build them housing. Offer them to build them for no upfront costs. Developing the infrastructure of several countries, developing a relationship between governments and countries so they could infiltrate these countries' economy and their governance. So this is how they counteracted the sanctions from the United States government. Now, Cuba did not have those opportunities. That is the only reason why Cuba's governance is different because Cuba does not have the manpower and Cuba does not have the resources and the natural, when that about like natural resources for do that.
Let me tell you why you're arguing. Here's why you're arguing.
Okay.
Mute your mic. Here's why.
Here we go. I'm going to start black people now.
No, you have a black man.
No, I'm going to start black people now.
But here's
No, man, I'm not calling start a name, man. The same time people start talk about my family and them something there. Them have to get a black.
It can give me people. But here is where your argument fall apart now. You say because of the sanction, it prevented Cuba from doing the same thing. Now, how sanction work is that if you're under sanction, nobody is allowed to do business with you. No, so it work. Then this idea that China send all our people around the world despite being under sanction don't make sense. Now, I am not saying that Chinese don't have people around the world working, you know. But China developed their economy. What they realized was that socialism alone could not work. You need capitalism to do it too. That is what China realized. And you could have cried from now till next week. That is what China realized, that capitalism have to work hand in hand with socialism. That is what China realized. That is what the president realized. So they open their market. So you could have gone round. That is the realization that China come to. Say socialism alone cannot work. Cuba, I just said Cuba is the most, you say it, you know, your words, not mine. Cuba is the most educated in the world. Then why Cuba now sell teachers, nurses, and doctors all over the world? Why they not do it? Because them don't believe.
Hold on, stop. Why them not do it? Answer that question there.
Because them structure socialist government when them want.
No. Brother, stop talk foolishness, brother. You just said it a while ago. Say Cuba under sanctions. That's why them can't send it all over the world. That's why, hold on. That's why Mark Rubio, hold on. That's why, hold on, brother. That's why Mark. And you can block human resources from a country. It's easy to sanction human resources, brother. It is easy to sanction human resources. And hold on, brother. That is exactly what the United. What is it? Why Mark? What was the controversy when Mark Rubio when Rubio come to Jamaica? What was the controversy when him come here?
Me don't know the controversy.
You don't know about the controversy. You don't know about the people them talk about. Say, oh, when them where have Cuban doctors or nurses working there will be sanctioned. You don't know about that, and will be tariff. You don't know about that. You don't know about that.
Jamaica don't have a problem, sir. Jamaica.
Me ask you don't know about that.
When he came here.
Brother, you never know about that. You never hear when Mark Rubio come out and say that. Huh?
Jamaica had a controversy when Mark Rubio came.
Brother, me say what was the controversy when the man come here? That me ask you a question, brother. Don't ask if Jamaica have no controversy. What was the global controversy?
It was about manufacturing controversy. That was a manufactured controversy. There was no controversy.
Brother, me not tell you line up. You see the way on a reason on a major in the minor, bro. On a major in the minor. You're on a major in the minor. That's the word controversy. It was manufactured. This is another concession me idea. Manufactured controversy. Don't you know about the statement that was made by the United States government that stated that any countries that had the Cuban doctors, nurses, or teachers in their employ would face sanctions and tariffs from the United States government? Do we have is the first you're hearing about this? Yes or no?
Was that the word from the US government, Triple? Did the US government say anybody that have Cuban doctors will face manufactured word?
That is the exact brother. Me personally watch the press secretary of America say that in the White House, pan the pulpit. Me personally watch that myself when you say it. So you tell me say, hold on, where you tell me say, hold on, brother, hold on. Are you telling me say the people, hold on, my brother, are you telling me say are the People's National Party AI generate that statement come from the come put out? Are you telling me say the People's National Party AI generate that statement and put it out?
Exploit the workers.
That is not what they said. Brother, that is not what was said. That was not what was said by the press secretary. The press secretary came on the pulpit of the United States government, and the press secretary come out and she said, any country that has Cuban doctors, nurses, or teachers in their employ will face sanctions and tariffs from the United States government.
All right. You say, me not give you no concession. Let me give you that one day. If that was the statement, does Jamaica have Cuban nurses and doctors today? Does Jamaica have Cuban nurses today?
Yes, Jamaica have Cuban nurses and doctors. What the difference between our agreement with Cuba and the other Caribbean country with Cuba? Ask yourself that question, bro. Ask you a question.
No,
what is the difference? What is
that has Cuban nurses and doctors will be sanctioned. Jamaica have Cuban nurses and doctors. Are we under sanction?
That we weren't going to go under sanction. No, I will get a concession. No, we are not under sanction. I'm going to ask you next question. When did we learn throughout the visit of Marco Rubio that we were not going to be under sanction? Was it when him land, or was it after him go in at the meeting with Andrew Wellness and come back out?
My government, mute your mic, that is important. My government and my prime minister knew before, because based on the condition that the American would have laid down, we knew that we weren't in any violation. So we knew before.
Government, it didn't say anything about exploitation. It used the government's exploitation and the Cuban government's exploitation. It used the Cuban's government's exploitation as is, you know, why them come up with that? This was, when them talk about exploitation, is 2 days after the statement was made by the White House. 2 days after the statement was made by the White House, when them come back with something and say, oh, the reason why they're doing this is because of Cuban exploitation and all them something there. When you need to understand, you see, them something here, brother, them something here go run deep. You see me? You see me, when it comes to, like, me know, you see, international history and political history internationally, them things where me really and truly, me probably focus on it too much. Because my bridge them always tell me say, no, me not say focus on it more than you know. Me not compare myself to you, my brother. Me not compare myself to you. Me just make a statement about myself. It's not a competition. You understand? The two of them on a mission right now of educating our followers and our viewers, correct? It's not a competition. I know me win or you win. We're just having an active discussion. Nobody now go win. You understand? You are stating your views. I am stating my views. I am giving concession. I'm trying to understand where you are coming from. And I hope that you can give me the same benefit of understanding where I am coming from as well. You understand? So, when we over here, so, and we are talk, bro, see, we have to remember, say, there are a lot of extrinsic factors that affect all of them things we have seen going right now. These are not just cut and clear. Say, okay, this is this and this is set. There are a lot of extenuating circumstances that cause these things to come to fruition right now we are seeing in our day-to-day life. You understand me, I say, brother? And there's a whole heap of things that is much bigger than we. We do not know the discussion that was had between Marco Rubio and Andrew Wellness. We see we slapped with 10% tariff yesterday. And based on what all economists were saying internationally over the past 3 weeks, the entire world know that these sanctions and these tariffs were coming. Marco Rubio come out and me blame the Jamaican media because the Jamaican media did not even ask these questions when they had the press conference. Them a ask be a foolishness. Them a ask Marco Rubio when them come turn up in front of them when them get the man, the meat of them go get the meat and the potato. Zine, fi ask the people them what was going on and what were we supposed to expect. Nobody never asked that. But tariffs and them something. Zine, and me can guarantee, me can guarantee, I strongly do not believe Andrew Holness had that discussion with Marco Rubio either.
Let me ask you something.
Go on, my brother.
Does Jamaica have tariffs and stuff coming from the US?
Yes, we do have tariffs and stuff coming from the US.
So the term reciprocal tariffs, what does that mean?
I'm glad you said that a while ago, my brother. I'm glad you said that a while ago, brother. So based on what you're saying, you're feeling that Donald Trump's tariffs are justified.
Chipper,
I ask you a question, my brother. I ask you a question, brother. Yes or no, brother?
More you mute the mic so you can answer the people in the side.
All right. But where answer, yes, sir. I'm going to turn off the mic and where answer. Do you believe that Donald Trump's tariffs are justified and fairly calculated?
If I believe that they are justified? No, I don't believe they are justified. But let me ask you this now. Hold on. For your argument to make sense. You have to tell me. Donald Trump put tariff on one island in the Mediterranean where be a penguin live. You know what that mean? It means that Donald Trump tariff was just, as in member one country near me added to the list. There was no scientific calculation. There was nothing behind it. It was just Donald Trump being Donald Trump. It was just Trump being Trump. There was no scientific behind it. There was nothing behind it. It's just me being a tough guy. Right? So when you say you don't think Andrew Holness speak to Ruby about that, you cannot say that, Virgin. Every official visit has two components. Private discussion between the leaders and then a public discussion. It is nothing new. It happened when Obama come here. It happened when Queen Elizabeth, all of them do it. But as me say, the tariff is simple. Trump said, if you have tariff on my goods, now put it on your goods. Now, did Jamaica know they were on the list to be targeted and what Trump called Liberation Day? I don't know that. Maybe Rubio mentioned it. But let me ask you this. What can Jamaica do to tell Trump to take away off of the list? Is there something that Jamaica can do to take away off of the list? No. The US president have a right to tariff anybody they want. Does the tariff that they put on have nothing to do with the Jamaican people? No. You have to look. The Jamaican people that business with the tariff. Tariff belong to the end users. Tariff belong to the end users. End user pay a tariff.
End users cannot afford the products that leave Jamaica. You don't think it's going to affect the economy of Jamaica? The producers of these products in Jamaica would depend on our already struggling economy, our economy who is seeing growth now. Don't you believe that is going to stun the growth of our economy? Don't you believe that is going to hinder further progress in the economy? Don't you feel that it's going to be like a weight around the neck of our economy when our producers who are producing, our farmers and other small industries that are exporting to the United States of America, when they have these tariffs coming upon them, and then we who import so many things from America, and the goods in America are going to actually get more expensive for us to, the raw goods that we are using from America get more expensive, and then our goods that we send to them is going to get more expensive as well. You don't think that will affect the economy?
All right, mute my answer this here now. All right, so there was already tariff and goods coming from America, some of them, right? So there was always a 10% tariff there. But let me say this to you. You see, in order for your argument to make sense, Jamaica would have to be the only country that get that tariff. But the tariff is everywhere. That means the only way to go affect we is if we sell something to America where them don't want. If we export bread to them, everywhere else we sell bread have the same 10%. So it's not gonna be that you will get it somewhere cheaper. No, everywhere have the same 10%, my virgin. So the tariff go to everybody. So if me sell you something, and that's something where you need, you're gonna buy it from me same way because going to Trinidad now making it cheaper because Trinidad have the same 10%.
Brother, you don't understand economics, though, my brother. I don't understand business.
Don't understand economics.
All right, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you, bro. Let me tell you, talk to you now. You see, when you raise the price or something, me out here, so me grow 10 potato. And me sell my 10 potato them to you. The money me make from my 10 potato is just enough for me earn a living and invest back in my 10 potato. I turn my 10 potato in a 12. Me not have the capital to increase my potato farming or double it or triple it or whatever. Zin? So when me sell my potato over there, the reason why people buy my potato, yes, them love my potato. But if they cannot afford my potato when the tariff and the prices go up on it, them are going to see cheaper potatoes. A man out there so we have a larger farm where I grow 100 potato. If me sell my 10 potato, then I sell one of my potato them originally for $5 one. Him sell one of him potato them originally $5 one. If him can afford to absorb the 10% because him have 100 potato, him profit margin go down, but him can afford to lose that profit margin. When him potato, after him get tariffed, him potato still a go be $5 a one for him potato because him sell a larger volume than me. What is going to happen when 10% go up on my potato when my potato turn in a $6 and him one a $5? What is going to happen to my potatoes? Is this everybody still going to be able to afford my potato, or are they going to still continue to buy the $5 potato from my competitor?
You say, you mentioned, say, me not giving concessions to you. But you make it very difficult to concede your points because all of your points where you try to make are rooted in one simple destination to dwell upon negative. That is all of your points. That's why I cannot concede to you because all of your points are worst case scenarios. All of your point is that the glass is half empty. That is where we are having the disconnect, But let me say this again. Jamaica sell lots of product to the United States that they need and they buy from us because guess what? Ours is better. And those people, despite that 10% tariff, will still buy Jamaica products. Remember, with the same, if your scenarios to make sense, the same big farm down so was always exporting to the US. That never prevent them from buying from us. The same big farm where you describe, was always selling to the US. But it never stopped Phoebe farm. So the 10% tariff go upon them and the 10% tariff go upon we. We still have a market.
1 second, my brother. You only listen to parts of what I am saying and answering parts of what I am saying. You are not listening to entirely what I am saying. The big farms are always selling to America, yes, just as we are selling to America. However, our economy is too small for us to absorb the tariffs. Those bigger and larger invested farms, they are able to absorb the tariffs. And if they absorb the tariffs, their prices will remain the same. Our prices, because we are unable to absorb the tariffs, will get higher. Yes, you are going to have some persons who are still going to buy Jamaican products, but the majority of the persons who are buying Jamaican products might not be able to afford it because it's not only Jamaican products that are going to be more expensive. everything is going to be more expensive. So people are going to try to find every corner to cut in their budget to balance it. So they might still, most persons will choose to buy an inferior product because the product is more affordable. This is basic economics, sir. Basic. And hold on, you say, hold on, sir. You say that I dwell in the negative. I swear to God, my brother, I am one of the most optimistic persons you'll ever find. I am not. Hold on, my brother. What the problem is? The problem is you are failing to differentiate between negativity and reality. Negativity and reality. There is reality and then there is negativity. I am speaking in reality. You understand, brother? Me not talk no negative, nothing bad, man. Me I tell you the truth, bro.
All right, let me go this way now. All right. When you say Jamaica cannot absorb the tariff, it's not Jamaica's job to absorb it. Enough of a job. We will still send our potatoes to the man we want it in America. We are going to still sell him for $5. For him job, when him get to for him market, is to decide whether or not him can absorb it or not. The same when buy from the big farmer, go still sell to him for $5 same way. So, me not understand how you try to get the big farmer a break while keeping Jamaica under pressure. If the price will not change, the farmer down in Brazil I go sell the potato for the same thing. When it get to the end user, when it get to the supermarket, when it get to that I remember some supermarket name over there, we can't remember them now. They must decide whether or not they will absorb it or pass it on. And a Jamaica job to absorb it. What you're asking now is if the Jamaica manufacturers are going to reduce the price at which they sell. No, that's not going to happen. No country will reduce the price at which they sell.
How did China become a first world country? The country, which country you say take Jamaica come get from Siaga and take them Singapore. What did Singapore do? Forget them. No, Singapore large now manufacturing, right?
Singapore large now everything.
All right. So how does Singapore compete on the international market? How does China compete on the international market?
You know what Singapore large?
Hold on, bro. Answer me now. How do they compete on the international market? If everybody is selling at one price, how do they get an upper hand on the rest of the international market?
Cheap labor.
By so hold on. So the cheap labor, when the labor is cheap, when manufacturing is cheap, in turn the goods not get cheaper.
But cheaper.
Hold on, my brother. Me no land my point. Hold on, man. Hold on, brother. Because you are saying nobody will reduce. You see, if you have the mindset, I will say nobody now will reduce them price. I dead we dead. If you have the mindset there, I dead we are go dead. Because guess what? Hold on, brother. If you say nobody. Zane, me don't know nothing about Singapore now. As I'm saying now. But me know. All I need to know about Singapore right now because that is not the point that that is not the point. The point we are talking about is what we're talking about is raising tariffs on a product, putting tariffs on a product in a small economy that cannot afford to build out the economy to increase the amount that is produced and absorb the tariff, that absorb a portion of the tariff so that they can be more competitive. Yes, the seller is going to put the price over onto the consumer. But if the consumer cannot afford what the seller is selling, what the seller is going to do? The seller is not going to buy from Jamaica any at all. If they might take Jamaican goods over there and it dip on the shelf, and it's stuck on the shelf, and nobody now buy it, and nobody now come at the store, come ask for Jamaican products because Jamaican products are too expensive, they are going to reduce the amount and stop buying from Jamaica. And guess what is going to happen? Whichever country decide say, okay, The country go say, here, we are go invest in a manufacturing more. So we are instead of manufacturing 10, we are going to manufacture 1,000. Zine, so even though they might charge 10% tariff, we are going to observe 5% of the tariff and make the manufacturer over, make the consumer only pay 5% of the 10% that them put on pound. Yes, for them price raise, but for them one still less expensive than we, where they say, here, them is either them want it or them don't want it. Any business around so, where it's either them want it or them don't want it, those businesses fail. Because guess what? At the end of the day, without consumers, a business cannot run, brother. And if the consumers cannot afford what the business is selling, if the consumer cannot afford what the business is selling, the business is going to go out of business, bro.
Mute your mic, because as I said, I try to give you some concession, but you make it very difficult. Again, my brethren, you say you mentioned Singapore and China. Singapore work because of two things. Once, they are very educated and they are very disciplined. Jamaica lack in two of those, education and discipline. Right? I could go back and give the story of how Singapore rise and the very same model that Jamaica had, but they made it successful. Jamaica elect a PMP government and it failed. So it failed because of policy, but we not get there. Again, let us go to this tariff we are talking about, Virgin. There has always been tariff and products coming from the US. Does that stop the amount of product where Jamaica start buying from US? There's a 10% tariff on things coming from US. Does that stop the amount of things we buy from US? Yeah? A question, just answer me. Does that stop the amount of things we buy from US?
Jamaica economy and US economy is what? US, hold on, stop. Chuck, you can't compare it. Apples and oranges, that brother. Jamaica, US, the United States of America is our number one trade partner. Number one. The US is our number one. We do the most trade with the US. Hold on, brother. What? Hold on, brother. Hold on, Chuck. Chuck. No, Chuck. Chuck, no. Chuck, that I like you ask me if my puss and my dog are the same size. Chuck, no, I'm not going to give you this concession this time. I am not giving you this concession this time, Chuck. Me give too much concession. This is one concession. Chuck, my general, my boss, my G, my most learned counterpart. I cannot give you this concession because America is our number one trading partner. We don't even rank in the hundreds of trading partners with the United States of America. So whatever it is that we trade with America, them can do without. Whatever it is that we trade, what is it that we trade to America where America can do without?
What you're saying?
What is it? Me ask you a question. What is it that we trade to America that America cannot do without?
We have a dialogue in the Virgin. Again, you have to move to mic so we can continue what I was saying. Now, what you're telling me is that we have always been selling garbage to the United States. We sell them nothing where them can do it. Nothing we sell to America they can live without. Not a thing. Everything where them buy from me are things where them need and want. Everything where we export to America is things where them need and want. And you know why we can say that? Because all of what we export to them could have get it somewhere cheaper. Remember that. Before 10% tariff go on, them could have get it somewhere cheaper all the while. Or them could have make it themselves better. Look at it from that point of view. You said, remember you said we never go in at the top 100 of them trading people. That means that everything them buy from them could have get it somewhere else. But them choose Jamaica. Well, I'm not done yet. A long time you cut me off the last time. We're not done yet. But as me say, my brother, what we want you to understand, quality, thank you. We give them quality, and quality will always win over everything else. No. This 10% tariff, how long will the tariff be there? We don't know. What do they need from Jamaica to remove this tariff? We don't know. They don't tell you yet. But this tariff for them put on, I guarantee you, it is gonna do more damage to the United States than it does to Jamaica. It will do more damage to the United States than it does to Jamaica. Because prices in the US will rise. Prices in the US will rise. The American company will pay more.
Chuck. May I ask you a question, my brother? Do you believe in your hearts of heart that the 10% tariff where America put on Jamaica, I don't talk about overall, you know, the 10% tariff where US put on Jamaica, I got hurt America more than it hurt Jamaica?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. Me, I list you. You say everything. Hold on, you just stated something. Where basically cement my point. You say everything where the US buy from Jamaica, them can get it somewhere else and them can get it cheaper. Right?
Yeah, man.
Yes. You know something, you know the term, you can, all right, me never ask if you Google it, but you probably know the meaning, because you're supposed to know the meaning. You know what the word diplomacy mean?
I've heard it before.
All right. Diplomacy is an act of soft power. You understand? It's an act of soft power. This is something that all great economies have to engage in. Diplomacy. Yes, you can get something from somewhere else. Yes, you might get more value for your money from somewhere else. But to establish trade and establish a relationship with that country, you still purchase their products. Even if you grow it in your own country, you still buy it from them because you want to ensure that you support them. Call it support. Like what we in Jamaica call support for support.
All right.
Like when you keep a party, you got somebody run up and go buy some liquor because you want them come buy some liquor at your party. That is what it is. That is the reason why they purchase from Jamaica. They don't purchase from Jamaica. Hold on. They don't purchase from Jamaica. Hold on, man. Chuck. Hold your mind. Chuck. Hold on, man. Hold your thought. See me like come hold my thought. Hold your thought. You see me? You see. The diplomacy where the people them conduct when them come and them support the Jamaican economy and them spend money in a Jamaican economy and buy things for support we. Yes, we probably have a superior product in many cases, but you have to remember how things go. The majority of the spending populace, they don't believe in quality. Most person when them buying things, them buy in a quantity. Hence, and you gotta say quality I go always raise over quantity. I can give you a prime example where that is bullshit you're talking. You have a company that is called Sheen. Where them not believe it, them not business about quality control. Them do some mass produce and I put out as much as them can with the cheapest thing where them can find, and then them sets and kick where everybody else foot. So even though the people in Jamaica know say other clothing stores they get better quality things than Sheen, they don't give a shit. Them over DHgate, them over Timo, them over Sheen, because guess what? Them want the money stretch. And every economy in the world want the money stretch. So every economy in the world I go to the cheaper things that is in more abundance. You understand? To get more value for their money, brother.
All right. Mute your microphone so the people then can hear. Because some time, if you listen to yourself, you realize that you're agreeing with me. You say America buy from us because of diplomacy. So with this 10% tariff, diplomacy dead. Soft diplomacy dead. Dead. All right. You see, the argument don't make sense because the same thing that applied before the 10% applies now. America is still our trading partners. What we have with America that we've always had is a massive trade deficit. What is the trade deficit between Jamaica and America? What is the trade deficit between Jamaica and America?
Ready now?
What is the trade deficit between Jamaica and America?
You know. Diplomacy dead in the United States of America. America, no business. They say American government we are run right now. Donald Trump and all these people, they don't believe in diplomacy. They do not believe in diplomacy. They believe in America first. You understand? You notice what the people are saying in every press conference, every hold on. The people in a power right now, the Republican in a power, them believe in America first. Them no believe. They do not believe in diplomacy. They do not believe in spending US earned dollars or taxpayer dollars outside or spending money and building anybody else's infrastructure. They believe that they can, listen,
you have a bleak understanding of politics. You don't understand politics. Triple freeze but inside. Me lose him. But Triple have a bleak understanding of politics, yeah? America foreign policy is business related. American foreign policy now have a thing to do with foreign policy now have a thing to do with. Alright, me lose him now. I jump off that time and up on my side. But American foreign policy has zero to do with politics. American foreign policy is business related. Remember me tell everybody no understand that the work. And you say right now who is in charge? A businessman. Two businessmen, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Business.